Ever wondered why you're not doing so well in business? Competitors are gapping you, your customers are not referring you to their friends and families, your customer base has remained the same over the years, your market share is not increasing. Well, I've always identified myself as a service development advocate and a customer service professional. In today's video, we are diversifying into customer service, and I'd like to share with you tips to handle customer feedbacks in a way that it upscales your business and you start making more profit and retaining your customer and perhaps gaining more customers from free advert from them. If this is what you need for your business, then stay tuned. One recent research has found out that 66% of customers change their brands because of poor service. It is easier for you. You have a higher chance of 60 to 70% of selling to an existing customer compare to 5 or 20% of gaining a new customer. Why then do you want to lose the higher chance of selling to your existing customer than the stress of going through convincing a new customer? Do not get me wrong. I am not saying you will get to a point where you will not work to gain new customers. However, retention of your existing customer is paramount. And this all boils down to how you handle your customer feedback. Customer feedback, customer complaint is basically a customer expressing how he feels about your service, either positively or negatively. But for the purpose of this video, we are going to be focusing on how you handle the negative feedback from customers. The most valuable asset every human being has is their time. Most customers will just want to move on after you have rendered a poor service or sold to them a bad product. They just want to move on, look out for other brands or businesses that can give them what they want. So if a customer takes out time to give you feedback or to complain, it is a rare privilege, because there are some companies that pay huge amount of money just to have a focus group to critique their business or their products and services, just for them to to get to know their loopholes and advance or do better in their businesses. If you have this thing for free, then don't overlook it, don't underestimate it. Take your time to build process and procedures around handling your customers' feedback. Before I go on in today's video, I'd like to break some things down to you, especially the disadvantage that comes to your business if you poorly handle your customer feedback. Number one, company to customer relationship. Your customer just lose interest in you. They don't see you as a good brand. And once that happens, you lose customer loyalty. It means that every customer comes to you once and they don't come back. When you lose customer loyalty, you lose market share. Your customer base reduces. And when that happens, your profit margin also reduces. So why are you in business if you're not making profits? Why can't you maximize the things you can easily do to upscale your business? The value of every customer, when accurately measured, contributes greatly to the success of your company. For instance, a customer brings a business of 5,000 naira to your company every month. If that customer comes repeatedly every month for the next 12 months, that means you'll be making 60,000 naira. Now, multiply that customer in 10 or 20 places. That's a whole lot of money at the end of the day for something you're simply just doing right. Not necessarily something that is cost intensive. Number one point on the steps to effectively handle your customer complaint is listening. Listening is what we expect people to do when we are talking to them. Unfortunately, we don't do it when people are talking to us. You want to learn how to effectively handle your customer complaint, you have to be a good listener. You know what this does for you? Even what the customer is not complaining about, you pick it from the conversation if you listen appropriately. Customer is complaining of ABC, but in the course of listening, you have also identified XYZ as a problem, a service gap, or something that was not properly done. So it is important that you listen, allow the customer to vent, do not interrupt, do not contradict, do not interject, do not confront. All these things will only aggravate the customer's anger. Just listen and let the customer know that you are listening by making acknowledging sounds like, oh, I see. Oh, okay. Especially if you're on phone, even if it's a physical meeting, you still have to make those sounds just to let your customer know that you are following along in the conversation. Then the step two is ask relevant questions. What this does for you is that it gives you clarity. It lets you know exactly what the customer is complaining about, especially when you're dealing with pessimistic customer or high rate customers or customers that feel they know it all. When they keep going on and on and on about their complaint and they hardly allow you to even talk to prefer solution. When they are done, you ask relevant questions. Sir, can I be sure that this and this are the things you're complaining about? Or you can say, if I heard you correctly, your complaint now is that this and this was not done, or you need this and the need was not met. Ask relevant questions. Don't sound sarcastic. Don't ask rhetoric questions, and don't make the customer feel that are you not smart enough to know that this is it. So ask your questions with the intention to provide solution, with with the intention that you care and you're sorry about how they actually feel. The next thing you have to do is empathize and apologize. Empathize and apologize. For a split second, you might just want to put yourself in the customer's position. Why exactly is this customer upset? You know, and then apologize, especially when you know that it's a valid complaint. This thing is a disservice from your end. This customer was not enlightened enough before this product was sold to him, so it didn't meet his need, or service rendered was whack. So you need to apologize. Even in some cases where the complaints are not valid, you still need to apologize. What this does is that it douses the tension. It makes the customer feel, oh, finally somebody is listening to me. Then apologize, not not like a robot. Do not sound like you're reading a script, like, oh, they've always told us to apologize, so sir, we are sorry. Most times I even personally try to avoid the use of say I'm sorry, because most times people just feel that I'm sorry is just a scripted statement or a verbiage. So I try to say words like, oh sir, I understand exactly how we feel. I mean, I can imagine if I was in your shoe, if I wanted to use this thing for this period and I couldn't, after I've made payments or and I've proactively made arrangements for me to be able to use it. I understand how we feel, how you feel. So we take ownership for whatever has gone wrong and be sure that we would resolve this before you leave here today. So make sound convincing. Let the customer know that you really understand, you care, and you intend to resolve the problem. The fourth step in effectively handling customer complaints is take action. This is where the core work is. Take action, that is, provide solution that best resolve the customer's complaints. you know and time is of essence here, speed is of essence. If a customer has complained to you, you resolve within an hour, the customer is much more satisfied, and you have a higher chance of regaining that customer to be a loyal customer or to bring a repeat business to you than a customer that you responded to like maybe after 24 hours or 3 4 days after the complaint has been made. Time is of essence in handling customer complaints. So if the complaint is a complex complaint, play out all the cards on the table. Give the customer all the options available and let him pick his preference. There are some customers that will say, you didn't tell me this, you didn't tell me that when I complained. You forced this on me. I didn't know that I had this other option. So Always tell the customer all the available options and guide them. Just guide them. Do not impose. Guide them on making the best decision to resolve their complaints. If you cannot handle the complaint and you need to escalate, ensure that you follow up. Do not escalate to your supervisor or to the other unit and then leave it there, or tell the customer to call you back or call the other unit to get responses to their complaints. No, the customer has reached you and has reached the organization through you. You don't need to refer the customer to another channel. You take up the complaint, escalate if you need to, and follow through. If the process of resolution is going to take longer than the communicated timeline, then you have to give the customer regular updates until the complaint is resolved. Do not leave the customer hanging or coming back to ask you for updates. That is the height of the service. I can't imagine complaining to an organization about something and I have to be calling them back to say, oh, I've not gotten feedback, I've not gotten update. It means that you really don't care about me, and I can as well move my business to another place where I'll probably be appreciated. The fifth steps you might want to take in effectively handling customers' complaints is service recovery. This is the icing on the cake. So, service recovery means that you're going extra mile, you're doing something extra just to let the customer know that you're really sorry for whatever has gone wrong. Say for instance, and I want to believe that every organization or every business has something they can give their customer. Say for instance, your customer has called you that I bought this thing, but at the time that I needed it the most, it just failed, it just did not work. And you resolved the issue. You probably provide the solution instantly and was able to do what you wanted to do, and you say, oh sorry, you know what, for the fact that we made you go through this, please take this voucher. The next time you are shopping with us, you would have 1,000 naira discount or a certain percentage off your bill or something. Or and if it's a service, you can say, okay, we will do this for you free for this duration of time, just to let you know that we are sorry, and then we appreciate that you gave us the opportunity to fix the issue. So service recovery is also always important. What this does is that it pins your customer down to say, "Oh, so I have this 10% discount with this person, so I have to go back and use it." So the time the customer is coming back to use the 10% discount you gave, you wow them again with a very good service. Trust me, the customer will just want to stay with you. Then finally, escalating appropriately and following up to avoid recurrence. It is okay if your customer brings a new complaint to you, but it is not okay. In fact, it is not acceptable for the customer to keep bringing that same complaint to you over and over again, especially when that complaint is valid. You have identified it as a service gap or a service failure or a product, a poor quality product or something. Make sure you go back to your drawing table, fix that problem to avoid a recurrence. It puts your company out in the wrong light or in the wrong perspective with the customer if they keep complaining of the same thing over and over again. Just put yourself in the customer's shoe. How would you feel if you keep going to a restaurant and you keep complaining that their toilet is not well clean? It just puts you off. At a point, you will get tired of going back there. No matter how good their service or their product is, you just want to change because you can't stand the smell. So it is not okay for you to just resolve the issue and stop there. Go to the root cause, fix it, and make sure that it doesn't happen again. With this, we have come to the end of this video. I hope I made sense to you and you were able to pick one or two things that would help your business. Customer service is actually not a department or a unit of an organization. Is actually a lifestyle. These things we have mentioned, you can use it in your relationship with anybody, with your friends, with your family, with your colleagues. Customer service is a lifestyle. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.